Trailblazers, the beautiful Rose Garden in wonderful Portland, Oregon. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Now a chance to check out our starting. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, guys, the head coach for the Portland Trailblazers gave me just a couple of minutes. He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
Well, the Bulls battled in last year's postseason. Got a Game 7 win in Brooklyn to sneak out of round one in what was one of the more interesting series of the first round, but then fell to the Heat in round two.
Tough three-point try there with a hand in his face.
Well, you'd be lucky to make that one against great defense.
Dang with it. Lillard picks him up. And it's Rose penetrating. He kicks to Boozer. Back to Rose. 6 to shoot. Aldridge again. It's Noah. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
Now the pass to the bodyguard. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And for the Bulls, no Rose the whole time. And they had questions constantly being asked if he would return. But the team came together, Steve, and showed the Bulls aren't just a one-man show.
You know, they missed him, though, Kevin, I mean, desperately. I thought they performed admirably, but they really needed him against the Heat. They were able to steal Game 1 in that Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, but without him, the Bulls just didn't have enough firepower to beat Miami.
Dang. And it's sent back by Aldridge. For Portland, they won their last contest, that game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And they did just what you have to do as a road team, guys. They never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Seemed like every time they took a punch, they had a counter.
You'll like this, Steve. Reverse spurtability, we call that. They had any defensive lapses, they immediately made up for it with some instant offense.
Outside Rose. There's the bucket. Good. Rose has got 7 points.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket. Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of 4 brothers. But from very early on, his talent for the game was apparent. And those older brothers of his, they shielded him and protected him like an ember of hope for the entire family. And he certainly has allowed his light to shine brightly.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Butler. Back to Rose. And shot on the way. The shot is off. Great D that time from Damian Lillard. And Clark, you know, back to Rose, the city of Chicago, as you expected, has embraced him. You know, it's interesting, Steve, to be a high pick, but drafted by your hometown team. The pressure is pretty interesting.
I love at the United Center when they introduce him, they just say, from Chicago, Derrick Rose. But, you know, with all the attention he gets, he's a very private and reserved person. Has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
Here's a Portland's going with right now. Robin Lopez is checked in for Aldridge. Myers Leonard comes in for Thomas Robinson. Wesley Matthews checked in for Nicholas Batum. And Mo Williams subbed in for Damian Lillard. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Yeah, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
Well, you know your low post players are going to take a lot of trips to the foul line. So it helps to have big men who can train free throws like this group can.
You know, for now, the Trailblazers are still deep.
He feeds it to Rose. And it's sent back
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
So the Bulls 5 right now. D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Noah is out there with Dang. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Tuck.
Hey, Kevin, the bodyguard in that last game against the Bucks put together a nice one. He ended with 23 points and was effective from long range as he got that scoring line by dropping in a good amount of threes. He really was the second unit for his team in a great performance, guys.
All right, Doris. Well, guys, coming off a performance like that has got to have him supremely confident right now.
Well, that never seems to be a problem for him, but you're right, Kevin. He has to be feeling at the top of his game right now.
Well, when you play well, it feeds confidence. When you prepare it well, works that way, it does add another level of confidence to your next game.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Back to Noah. Tries from 10. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Last game for the Bulls, they picked up the W against the Nuggets in Denver.
And, Kevin, that was one of those gritty wins that the coaches love because they struggled in a lot of areas, but they battled through and got the win.
Yeah, that's what you call a team win. That's what you have to do as a team. You're not going to be perfect every night. Sometimes you have to scrap and scrape for it, and they came out on top.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Let's take a look at where the Portland Trail Blazers stack up as the season gets underway. Second in fewest turnovers per game. Fourth in free throw percentage. And they are in the top 10 in field goal percentage. This is a team that shows excellent discipline at the offensive end.
And, Clark, you know, when you commit so few turnovers, it's key because you become a much better offensive team. You're constantly getting looks at the basket, and your defense isn't vulnerable either because you're able to get back in transition so much easier.
Heinrich, he's covered by Matthews. Heinrich kicks to Muhammad. Back to Heinrich. Lock at 6. The kick out to Rose. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. And it's 9 points for Derrick Rose.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Chicago making some changes. Murphy's checked in, and it's Marcus T again for Derrick Rose. On the wing, Batum. Pass to the bodyguard. From past the arc, Muhammad pulls it in. Bulls trail by 6.
Well, Blazers coach Terry Stotts is a branch on the tree of head coach George Karl, and that's a pretty good tree to be on. In his playing days, Karl coached Stotts in the CBA, and actually Stotts had a pretty good career in Europe.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Trailblazers.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
Chicago's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And for Terry Stotts, after his playing days, he coached as an assistant with George Karl, both in the CBA and then with the Sonics and the Bucks.
And over 2 decades of coaching experience, Kevin. This is his 6th season overall as an NBA head coach. Remember, he coached the Hawks as well as the head man. But I thought he did a nice job with Portland last season. He had to clear some space for himself to get that rebound. Not easy in there among the big bodies.
Batum, good. And it's a 10-point Portland lead.
But the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Heinrich kicks to T.
I see him.
6 on the shot clock. There's the dish to Dunley. Steps back and fires. And so we wrap up the first half. Trailblazer
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's a lively Friday.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. What a game we're seeing from Batum.
Seemed like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they were all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
The forwards are Batum and Thomas Robinson. Bodyguard is out there with Matthews, and it's Aldridge in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
You got to respect him out there. He can hit that shot.
Well, it clearly was a tough rookie season for Thomas Robinson, guys. He really struggled to find his shot, and right now he's trying to figure out how to score effectively in the NBA. I just think it's going to take him a little time because he's undersized as a power forward and not quite skilled enough yet to play the small forward spot.
Here's the bodyguard. He's covered by Rose. The shot's good from bodyguard. The bodyguard's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve.
Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, Thomas Robinson was the 5th overall pick out of Kansas back in 2012. He struggled his rookie season and has since been traded twice. First from the Kings to the Rockets, and then to the Blazers. The Rockets were looking to clear cap space to sign Dwight Howard, but a great opportunity for Robinson with the Blazers, a team that needed help in their rotation. And guys, Robinson led the nation in rebounding his junior season with the Jayhawks. He's got the talent.
He certainly does, Doris. Thanks. And Matthews kicks to Batum. Passes it to the bodyguard. It's up a 3. That's good. The bodyguard's got 13. And for Robinson offensively, do you think he can turn around, Steve?
He's got a lot of athleticism.
Here's Lillard. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. And Matthews kicks to Aldridge. To the paint. It's stolen by Heinrich. Lays it up and banks it in.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on. People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Bulls trail by 16. Pass to Dang. Back to Heinrich. The feed to Noah. Aldridge is there. Just 5 on the clock. Noah's shot is off. Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them. And Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
Heinrich dishes to Dang. Rose. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
You know, with all of the improvements in medicine and also the
about a minute played here in the 4th quarter. So for Chicago right now, up front, Boozer and Noah. On the wings, Butler and Dang. And it's Rose in at the point guard. Boozer passes to Rose. Kicks to Noah. Defended by Batum. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. Well, back to the ACL repair for Rose. Clark, great to see modern medicine extend players' careers and help them return from those tough injuries. Steve, it's been terrific watching these players come back. Really didn't see Rose last year, certainly. I expect this year he'll be too.
Well, it's so great to see Derrick Rose back on the court after missing last season. One of the most explosive, entertaining players in the NBA. A great guy, terrific team leader. So the NBA needs Derrick Rose, so fun to have him back. Well, he tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Here's the bodyguard. He's covered by Rose. From deep. Shot is off. And it's Chicago the other way. This, of course, the first opportunity to play Portland this season.
Well, this was a team they had some problems with last year. As an interconference matchup, they only faced each other twice, but both times they ended up on the wrong end of the score.
Robinson a screen on Butler. Batum attacking. Robinson, that's good. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
Now we've seen them make that extra effort of rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, really sending shots back.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact. Up strong off the offensive rebound.
What a play. They can cut this lead down if they start converting more of their second points.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, but you wonder, where were those earlier? They're just hustling more now.
Oh, Steve was saying, Clark, I assume that's something we'd have to do.
We could have said the same thing going into their 2 meetings last year, Kevin, and we know how that turned out, so we just need to wait and see.
Good on the second free throw.
You know, even though it was a down year for the Blazers in terms of their overall record last year, they still enjoyed quite a bit of success at home. It's one of the better home court advantages in the league.
Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's the bodyguard. He's covered by Rose. Here's Matthews. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And for the Blazers, as you said, not the year they wanted. But, Steve, they still managed to finish 22-19 here in Portland.
Well, it's a young team, very talented starting 5, but very little depth. And I think over the course of an 82-game season, the lack of bench help really cost Portland. But a lot to be excited about, some good young talent, and a home court that traditionally has been very positive for this team. This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
9 feet out, and Boozer with the block. And that one goes long. Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
Robinson kicks to Batum. And there's the pass to the bodyguard. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. Noah's got his 6th rebound on the night. Batum against Rose. 1:57 left in the 4th.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup. And that's 17 points for Nicholas Batum. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. No surprise, really. The turnover situation was the focus. He told them, listen, we're giving it away, guys. We've got to protect the ball, play within ourselves, and get quality shots. Kevin?
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Stolen by Noah. Butler dishes to Noah. Outside Dan. Feeds to Rose. Noah, great positioning on the putback.
And that's a really deft touch right there, guys.
And he just guided that ball back up and in. You know, Clark, just a fingertip touch on the ball.
Really well done.
Yeah, you don't need to catch it and gather and try to go back up if you've got that type of angle. He really took advantage.
Damian Lillard's jumped into the bucket bucket. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.